Good morning to everyone. Really lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining us. I was on a retreat this weekend, a Celtic retreat, learning the wisdom of the Celtic year and the Celtic circle. And last week was the festival of Beltane, which is when the seasons were in full spring. Which is obvious if you're in the countryside at the moment, the bluebells and the flowers and the leaves. And this marks the movement into summer, a time of energy and activity. And as I understand from this really beautiful wisdom, Beltane is all about the call to action and choosing where we're going to place our energy and deciding who we're going to collaborate with. So I just offer that little flavor of the Celtic festival for you perhaps to consider today, where you want to place your energy, who you want to collaborate with, and where your activity will be in the summer months ahead. So let's make a start. We'll start with a sort of settling meditation. So wherever you are, I just invite you to sit comfortably, perhaps close down your eyes. And let's just take a moment to settle. If you can, straighten your back and just allow the weight of your body to bring you into your seated position. And just feel how you settle. Perhaps you can try and keep your back straight. It helps to keep the body in alignment. And for these next 20 odd minutes, I invite you to put away the need to be doing anything else. Put away the need to be anywhere else. And an invitation just to connect to yourself, to the space that you were sat in this morning. Perhaps you could now begin to bring some awareness to your breath. And concentrating on extending your exhalation to be longer than your inhalation. Just a few moments of conscious breathing. Hopefully you can notice how even after one or two breaths, the body responds and starts to settle. And from this place, I'm going to invite you just to allow your awareness to expand. Can you allow your imagination and your awareness to fill the room that you're in? Can you have a sense of that space and intending to expand your awareness to the limits of the room that you're in? Take your time with this and play with it. It might not come easily to all of us. And then perhaps as your awareness expands to the edge of the room, you could invite it to go even further, maybe to the edge of the building that you're in, the space that you're in. And with your imagination, maybe you can allow your awareness to spread and expand to the street where that building is, or the village, just expanding further. Perhaps now you can expand that awareness even to the edges of the county or the state that you're in. And now move that awareness even further to the edge of the ocean. Can you push your awareness out to the edge of the continent where you are? Can you expand your awareness and your imagination right into the atmosphere of the earth? Can you have some sense of how big this planet is, and yet so small? Perhaps your imagination can now expand into our galaxy. Perhaps you can see the Earth as this blue marble in the expanse of space. And of course, our galaxy is just one of billions within the universe. Perhaps you can just allow that expansion. Just sit with that sense of space, literally. So we're going to move now to some breathing exercises. Hopefully you're feeling settled and expanded. And there's no right or wrong way of doing this. And I'm going to invite you and lead you through a series of box breaths. So this involves breathing in for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding for 4. And of course, if you feel uncomfortable or holding for 4, breathing in for 4 is too difficult, then just adjust it to what works for you. And we'll do this for about 10 or 12 rounds, just to help settle our bodies even deeper. So breathing in through the nose, I would invite you to breathe in 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Back to inhaling 2, 3, 4, and holding 2, 3, 4, and exhaling 2, 3, 4, and holding 2, 3, 4. We go again, inhaling 2, 3, 4, and holding, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling, 2, 3, 4, and holding, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling again, 2, 3, 4, and holding, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, and holding, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, and carry on. You have the rhythm. Carry on with a few more rounds. Take your time. I'm going to invite you now just to close out the final round that you're on. And now just sit. Just sit and take the seat of the witness. Notice how you feel. Be with the stillness. So I'm now going to take you on a little journey. It's back to the forest that I spent many hours in the day and the night over the last weekend. And I'm going to invite you to join me at the edge of the forest on a trail. And we're going to go together now and follow this trail that leads us deeper into the heart of this sacred forest. And I'd like you to allow your senses to take in all of the gifts that nature offers us. Perhaps as we walk together, you can see the bunches of bluebells growing. You might pick up the scent of the wild garlic in the air. I'm sure if you listen, you can hear the bird song. You're probably aware of the wet soil under your feet. And no doubt your eyes will be drawn by the really bright green of the new leaves that have emerged on the trees. In the distance, you may hear a woodpecker rapidly pecking at a tree. As we walk together, you might hear the soft whispers of the wind in the treetops, the smell of the pines, the cool breeze that comes from the shadow, and the warmth of the sunshine on your face. And after a little while, you're going to detect the sound of water. Because we've now arrived at a sacred well. And this well has been here for hundreds of years. And people have journeyed here to experience healing and cleansing. And as this is the season of Beltane, other travellers have left an offering of flowers, small crystals, a few coins. It's a very pleasing and beautiful setting. And this is a very safe space, a very private space. And you can leave your belongings by the side of the well and enter into the cold water. You're going to notice how your breath is enlivened by the chill of the water. You can feel how your heart is racing. As you stand here, you'll notice your skin tightening with the coldness. And after a few moments, your breath will start to settle. And you'll feel the water of the well surrounding you, holding you, cleansing you. And at one end of the well, where the spring arrives, there's water falling like a shower into the well. And it's where the water and the light seem to magically combine. And I invite you to come and stand under this flowing water, perhaps with your back to it so that it runs over your head and down your body. And perhaps imagine that this water, combined with this light, holds an energy, holds an intention that can run through your body. Can you imagine this cold, bright, energetic water running over your body? You might notice that there's spaces within you that feel tight or blocked, or perhaps a little shadowy. You might want to allow that water to carry away any of that tightness, any of that shadow, any of that heaviness. You can just let the water work its magic. So as you stand here, can you identify any areas in your physical body, in your emotional body, in your energetic body, where this water could cleanse, this water could carry away any stress, any difficult emotion, any pain, any soreness, just leaving you to feel bright and clear and light. You've noticed now that the light is starting to fade a little in the forest, and it's time to leave the well. But on the other side of the well, there's a large round fire. So as you leave the well and pick up your possessions, you can come and stand around the fire and feel the warmth, the comfort, the pleasure of that warm fire and the contrast of the cold water. And as you stand here, you probably smell the smoke. You can hear the crackle of the wood. See the embers fly into the darkening sky. And the warmth that the fire generates is very welcome. Perhaps as the light fades further, there's a sense of the animals and the birds in the forest beginning to settle. And it's time for us to begin our journey out of the forest. We pick up the trail mysteriously that we entered the forest. And we walk slowly past the well, back onto that path, saying goodbye to the tall trees that have watched over us, noticing how the forest has grown quieter as the light has faded. Smelling the earthy tones of the land. And gracefully we arrive back where we started, on the edge of the forest. And perhaps for a moment we can just bow our heads and offer our gratitude for all the gifts that nature has shared with us today. Now you can bring your attention back to your breath. Sat in your space. Just allow in these last few moments some really deep, enlivening breaths to bring you back into your space and back into this morning. And when you're ready, and there's no rush, you can open your eyes